言った通りに作ってきました。
Hello worldo, this is Gemini Wolfstar Gaming and welcome back to more Robotics Notes DaSH. Last time we started on Subaru's route, started his phase, and he is having a lot of personal struggles. And he was going through personal struggles in the first game, but he seems to be going through a lot more in this game. So it's like I'm really wondering what his phase is gonna be like here, especially since we did not get a character route with him in the first game. So I am very curious. As he declared he would, Subaru-kun came prepared with a summary of his lecture program. Robot Lecture Plan. Central Tanegashima High, 3rd year, Hiraka Subaru. How thick is this? How thick is this? Seriously, it looks like to be like a whole manuscript. Like, it looks like to be like an inch thick, or maybe a couple of inches. He really thought this through, didn't he? A so-called rubric, if you would. Rubric? A document that contains the points summarized from a meeting or class. Also used for a material that references the bullet points or summary of content. Okay, I've never heard of this term before. Seeing that he has dark circles under his eyes, he must have been working on it late into the night. And also seeing how long it is, it looks to be so thick. He hands it to me, and I immediately notice how heavy it is. Considering it's a giant mass of papers held together by a large paper clip, I'm not sure this really qualifies as a rubric anymore.
ロボレクではこれを元に授業を進めていくつもりです。
Okay. I can tell he put his heart into it. Subaru-kun speaks with confidence. Okay, so he's gonna go through with teaching the kiddos about robots? At least to the best of his ability? Man, it'd take ages to get through all of this.
どうでしょう。忌憚のない意見を言っていただければ。
I don't have the time to look through everything and comment on it. I mean, how many pages is this thing? Well, maybe I do, but it'd be a waste of time. When I glance over at Yashio-kun to gauge his reaction, we meet eye to eye. It seems like he's on the same page as me.
どうしたんです？遠慮はいりません。何でも言ってください。
そうね、思うんだけど、こういうのはやっぱ実際にやってみないとわからんと思うんだよね。
どういうことです？
つまり、
Yashio-kun and I nod at each other. Then I pull out my phone droid.
急に呼び出してさせん。
部員が困ってるなら OG としては協力しなきゃ。
It's like Akio's always ready and raring to go when someone needs her, which is good. It's like she's a good friend.
ごめんね、休憩の間しか時間取れなくて。
It's like June is a very busy girl now that she's working at Space Candy.
てら忙しいんで産業で頼む。
In 3 lines. And it's like, how busy can you be, Frau? It's like, are you working on something? Something that... Is it something that's contributing to what's going on here? Or is she just busy doing her own thing? Yashio-kun and I summoned the whole robot club to join us during their break.
それで私たちは何をすればいいんですか？
今からスバルくんがロボットについての授業を始めるから、それを受けてほしいんだ。
Okay, so like this is a trial run with his friends. I mean, that's probably a good idea. That way he's not completely thrust into trying to teach a bunch of, children. Right. Instead of reading through the rubric, it'll be faster if we actually have him do the lecture in a test environment. Yeah. Basically, we're conducting a simulation. In a sense. Since everybody is on their lunch break, it's no big deal if folks are eating.
へえ、授業なんて面白そう。
驚いた。アキちゃんが授業に興味を示すなんて。高校時代はあれほど毛嫌いしてたのに。
Yeah, all she wanted to do was work on Gunvarel, or Gunbuild 1.
ロボットの授業となれば話は別だもん。
Right. Of course.
現金だね、ほんと。
What were you expecting, Kaito?
すみません、忙しいところ。
知っておけば私が担当してるバトロボの方でも役に立つかもしれないから。
There you go.
デュー、メガネの教師プレイ。
My controller is getting low. Hold on. Okay.
スバルさんがどんな授業をされるのか楽しみです。
Thankfully, it looks like everyone is being cooperative. Even Frau. Even though she's looking at it as as Subaru cosplaying. In a way.
よし、そうと決まれば、ほれ、スバルキュン。
もう始めるんですか？
It's like, come on, Subaru. It's like, Juna can't stay long. I don't know about anyone else, but it's like, get it going.
そりゃそうでしょ。時間が取れるのは休憩時間だけなんだから、早いとこやらんと。
Yeah, how long is everyone's lunch break? Like half an hour? An hour?
わかりました。では早速。
Subaru-kun steps forward and pushes up his glasses like an actual teacher, then scans everyone's faces.
それではこれより授業を始めます。
He's actually pretty into it.
そもそもロボットという言葉はチェコ語で不益を意味し、
Does it really? A Czech term for slavery? I had no idea, and I'm part Czech. Then again, I don't really know the Czech language.
このように世界の歴史においてロボットというものは人間の労働を肩代わりするものとして、
Really boring? It's like, how long did that take?
こうして 産業用のロボットが発達するとともに軍事的に利用されるロボットも。
It's like his lecture is way too long, isn't it? And too boring. It's like he's gonna completely bore the children and they're gonna fall asleep. Actually, has anyone fallen asleep here?
次にこの図を見てください。この図は先ほどのホビーロボットの基盤回路ですが、それほど複雑な構造をしているわけでは。
It's like Subaru, you're gonna be talking to a bunch of kids, not like grown-ups. Even then, grown-ups I feel would find this very boring. And, it sounds like Heidi has kind of fallen asleep.
これから未来に向けてロボットをいかに発展させていくかは人類の大いなる命題となるでしょう。以上で僕のロボットレクチャーを終わります。
After finishing everything he needed to say, Subaru-kun scans everyone's faces once again. There's a great sense of satisfaction on his face. Be prepared for a very critical comeback to all this, Subaru.
どうでしたか？
Juno looks like she's like smiling. Did she actually enjoy it? It's like it doesn't look like Heidi and Akiho enjoyed it.
あ、終わったの？
Oh, she did fall asleep, didn't she?
もう
or is Juno asleep too? Is that why her eyes are closed?
はいなかなか
クソつまんね。
And of course, Frau found it super boring.
Eh?
It's like, that's not surprising.
フラボー。
And coming from Frau, that's not surprising at all.
フルゴーリ。今、なんて言った？
It's like, this is where, like, she really shines as being who she is. She is very straightforward and blunt. It's like she'll give it to you straight. She won't skirt around the issue, and she won't try and sugarcoat anything.
つまんなすぎわろた。字幕なしのフランス映画見てる方がマシなレベル。
A French movie without subtitles? What?
なあ！
that piano cluster, that was a nice touch. I swear I spy a depressed sound effect bubble appear behind Subaru-kun for a split second. A depressed sound effect bubble. With it, and that was the piano cluster. That's funny. That's how intense Subaru-kun's shock is after hearing Frau Tan's remark.
待ってくれ。これは僕が一晩考えた末に作り上げてきた授業のレジュメに沿ったもので。
And while I'm sure he really thought everything through down to the last little tiny detail, it's too long and it's not engaging enough. It's too boring.
一晩考えようが3分で作ろうがクソはクソだろ上皇。
It's like I really appreciate Frau is the way she is. That sound. Yikes. That was to the point. Such as who Frau is.
みんなはどう思った？セノミヤ先輩は。
It's like everyone agrees, don't they?
うちにはちょっと難しかったかな。
Yeah, it's like everyone is gonna, bring Subaru's mood down about it, and it's like, Subaru, buddy, you're too logical-minded and too, straight-laced. Loosen up. Akitan, you fell asleep right in the middle of it. I was wondering if someone did fall asleep, and I guess Akiho was the only one who fell asleep?
大徳先輩。
ごめん。よくわからなかったかも。
雪船さん。
すみません。
It's like, sorry, Subaru. I mean, in a way, I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's like Subaru, for one, needs to learn to, loosen up, not be so straight-laced, learn to have fun. It's like, to put it simple.
ああ、見事に落ち込んじゃったね。
Not that I can. Am I Kaito now, or am I still, Daru? Not that I can blame him. He spent his entire night working on that rubric.
一体何がいけなかったというんだ。
And he's oblivious. This might be harder than I thought it'd be.
つうかさ、真面目すぎんじゃね？
Why so serious?
真面目の何が悪いと言うんです。
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being serious, it's just that you're too serious, Subaru. Take things way too serious. I'm sorry.
いや別に真面目なのが悪いんじゃなくてさ、ほら、秋田も言ってたじゃん、難しすぎって。
Yeah. It's like he has to take everything into account.
教える相手の対象年齢は
Children.
8歳から12歳と聞いています。
And your lecture is just gonna go over the children's heads. And he just tested this on, on a couple of adults and a very small group of teenagers. And it went over their heads.
だったら、なおさらあの内容じゃ難しいでしょ。
Yeah.
そんなことないはずです。少なくとも僕はそのくらいの年齢の時、すでに自作のロボットを組み立てていました。
That's you though, Subaru. It's like not all kids are like you.
それはスバル君が特別なだけだよ。
Yes, yes. Smart kids tend to think that everyone else should be capable of doing everything they can. Yeah. And that is definitely Subaru. So when they see less capable people, they often get annoyed with them. I'm guessing Subaru-kun has similar tendencies. Very much so.
とにかく、子供相手なんだから、もっとわかりやすくて面白いものにしないとさ。
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. It has to be more engaging.
それは甘やかしというものです。それに、最初からわからないと決めつけるのは、子供にだって失礼でしょう。
It's not pampering, Subaru. You have to make it easy for kids to understand. Your lecture is not that. This guy is stubborn. Yes, very much so.
とにかく、僕には僕なりのやり方しかできません。それがダメだというなら、最初から僕に頼まなければいいんです。
You're the best person for the job. But at the same time, he's also not the best person for the job. I mean, he would be a great teacher, but he does need to make his lecture more understandable. It's like... and he needs help with that to... Not long after he says as much, Subaru-kun's expression darkens in response to his own words. Then...
すみません。
It's like, it's okay. He apologizes quietly. He's not a bad kid. No, not at all.
Subaru 君にも困ったね。
It is. He's going through a lot. I mean, from his personal troubles to, you know, how he is personally. It's like, this is gonna be a rough go for him. Definitely. We all assumed Subaru-kun was stressed out from staying up all night, so we sent him home and decided to stay behind to come up with a game plan. The problem is that all this goes back to his personality, yes. So I can't figure anything out on my own since I don't know much about him. I have a policy of not asking about people's private matters, especially when I haven't known them for very long. And that's a good policy to have. It's like... It will take time for Daru to get to know Subaru, and maybe then Subaru will, like, open up to Daru, maybe, and, you know... Well, maybe. Maybe he'll open up. It's hard to say, really. I mean, Subaru really shuts himself away from other people because of how straight-laced and serious he is. And hearing about it from someone else is even worse. But still.
スバル君の家ってさ、何か事情があったりするん？
Yes, very much so. How could I not ask? What's the deal at home? Yashio-kyun's silence says it all. Yeah, not so good.
もしかして、パパさんと仲悪いん？
To a certain point, I feel he does, but not all the time. And, I mean, we know that his mother is around, but we never have actually seen her. I remember in the first game, we, kind of hear her in the background, but we've never actually seen her. Never gotten to know her.
どうしてそれを？
Bingo.
昨日言ってたじゃん、進路の話。パパさんには話したのかって。
ああ。
That's what caught my attention about him. A father and son relationship.
差し支えなければさ、話してくんない？スバルキュンのこと。
俺が？
だって本人に聞いてもどうせ教えてくんないでしょ？
I mean, that's fair. I mean, while Daru... while it would be better for Daru to find out who Subaru is directly, it's like Subaru would have a hard time opening up to really anyone. And seeing that we didn't get much from Subaru in the first game, since there was no character route with him, it's like we don't really know him all that well like we do the girls. And that's really one of the reasons why I'm really looking forward to going through this route and seeing how it's all going to play out and end.
本人が教えないことを俺が教えるわけにもいかないでしょ。
He's got a point. In that case...
しゃあない。アキタンに聞くか。おーい、アキ、Did
Kaito just, nudge him or put, his hand on over Daru's mouth? It's like, shut it, no! I attempt to call out toward Akitan's back as she works tirelessly in the food court, but Yashio-kyun covers my mouth. Okay, so it's the latter.
何するん？
それはこっちのセリフ。橋田さんこそ何するつもり？
That's my line.
だから僕はスバルキュンの家庭の常時じゃなかった事情について教えてもらおうかと。
ダメだよ。アキちゃんに聞いたら話しちゃうから。
She would. It's like, how well does Akiho know Subaru, though?
だから聞くわけですが。
Yashio-kyun thinks to himself for a bit, then slowly opens his lips.
スバル君はさ、将来漁師になるって約束を親父さんとしてたんだって。
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did he actually tell them that in the first game? I can't remember. His old man wanted him to inherit his fishing business. And Subaru-kyun intended to do just that at first. But there was something he just couldn't let go of. Robots.
きっかけは親父さんが買ってくれたおもちゃのロボット。
And that was when he got hooked. So, even though that Hiramu gave him a toy robot when Subaru was younger, he has never really approved of Subaru's love for robots. That's kind of that's kind of like taking away the toy robot in a way. It's like, I gave you this toy robot to play with, and now I'm taking it back because you've gotten obsessed with it. It's like, that's just kind of wrong when I think about it like that. It's like, don't try and shoot down people's dreams. It's like, people have dreams for a reason. He fell in love with the robot he got when he was little. And that began his lifelong fascination with robots. As he grew up, his passion for robots grew accordingly.
でも高校に入ったスバル君はロボットはやめるって親父さんと約束したんだ。
But he couldn't. Even then, his feelings for robots never went away. I mean, that's like me with, like, me wanting to be a writer, you know, like, I was like 8 years old when I decided that I wanted to be a writer. Because I had wrote a story involving, you know, the Ninja Turtles, and I illustrated it as well, and I had sent it off to my cousin who lives out of state, and I got very positive feedback, and ever since then I wanted to be a writer. It's like I've always loved to read. You know, like I mentioned last time, I grew up with the Goosebumps books, and then of course later in my life I discovered, you know, Stephen King. So it's like my love for writing and reading has never gone away. But also the problem is with my writing is that I am a great procrastinator, which is bad for a writer. It's like that's why that's part of the reason why I have trouble trying to like actually sit down and actually write. And now that I've like thrown this into the mix, you know, Let's Playing, it's like trying to find the time to do so, to write, is even harder. I just need to do it. I need to, you know, find a balance, kind of come up with a schedule. Because it's like I don't want to give up my dream. And that's what Subaru is going through as well. It's like he doesn't want to give up his dream. In fact, the more he tried to forget about them, the bigger those passionate flames inside of him grew. He started building robots behind his father's back. I mean, when you have a disapproving parent and they don't want you to do a certain thing, you know, this is one of those things that is not like super serious of like disobeying a parent. There's a lot worse things to disobey your parents about. So it's like, why is Subaru's father, why is Hiramu so against Subaru wanting to have a career in, robotics or engineering. He went so far as to disguise himself so he could enter a hobby robot competition, and he even won. Yep, and we witnessed that in the first game. But one day his father found out about it all, and was furious. I remember how furious he was. As one would expect, the old man was furious. Yet, even then, Subaru-kun couldn't give up on robots. He also didn't want to disappoint his father any further. As a result, they clashed. And, well, Subaru-kun broke.
アキちゃんの強引な勧誘で中種ロボ部に入って、親父さんに見つかって、さらには怪我までして。
Yeah, see my Art of Trickery video for the first game to witness that. That was quite something. Thus, he gave up on robots once and for all. But not really.
そこに起こったのが、あの事件だ。
This past winter, the entire world was in danger. And the ones to save the planet, were the members of the Central T Robot Club.
戦う俺たちの姿に、スバル君は戻ってきて共に戦ってくれた。あの時は、親父さんもそんなスバル君の思いを分かってくれたと思ってたんだけど。
But he didn't. It sounds like things didn't go so well. Nope. Yashio-kun doesn't appear to understand why or how that ended up being the case. But I can understand how Subaru-kun feels. Most teenagers would rebel against the idea of running along the rails that their parents have built for them. That's a great way to put that, and so much more succinct than how I've been putting it. Some of them would try to get themselves off of those tracks. But for Subaru-kun, it was different. The flame kept burning quietly inside his heart, to the point where it's gonna just completely explode out of him. And it only grew bigger as external winds kept blowing through it. I can relate to Subaru-kun. I imagine Daru can. There are some things you just can't let go of, dreams you can't abandon, a future you desperately desire above all others. Having those things just comes with being a man. Yes, very much so. And, seeing that, Daru was once Subaru's age, and now that he's older, it's like he's become a little more wise. It's like he would be a good candidate to get Subaru out of his slump, I feel. But Daru?
橋田さん、もしかして泣いてる？
Is he actually crying?
だってさ。
I can understand how his father feels too. Did Daru have the same kind of relationship with his own father? All throughout Steins Gate, we never really got to know Daru super well. It's like, like Subaru in the first game, Daru in the first Steins Gate game, you never got a character out with him. Same thing with Steins Gate 0. So it's like we don't know Daru as well as I feel like we should. So I do wonder now what Daru's life has been like outside of, you know, the Future Gadget Laboratory. So it's like, what kind of relationship has he had with his own father? And now that Daru is like saying this stuff here, it's like, did he actually have like the same kind of relationship with his own father that Subaru is having with his? His own child, who he believed in, lied and broke their promise. And to make matters worse, behind his back, Subaru-kun was pouring his everything into the thing he banned him from. How could a father possibly feel after spending so much time trusting that his son would follow in his footsteps, only to have that dream crushed? Would he praise him? Or...
もしも娘が知らないところで知らないことに夢中になってたなんて考えたら
Would I be able to keep my cool? That's an interesting thing to think about, actually. I probably couldn't.
そんでもってそのうちパパと一緒にお風呂に入るのは嫌とかパパのパンツと一緒に洗濯しないでとか言い始めたりなんてしたら
Oh my god, Daru. It always goes back to him having pervy thoughts.
話がずれてきちゃってるよ、橋田さん。
Yeah, he is.
あ、娘のこととなるとついさあせん。
で、それがスバル君の今日の授業内容と何か関係があるの？
いや、ないかも。
何それ？
I thought maybe there'd be a connection, but perhaps they aren't directly related after all. But as a father myself, I'm curious about the discord with this old man. However, first things first, we have to do something about the Robo Lecture. Not that we have many options. I whip out my phone droid and pull up one of my contacts. Who's he calling?
何するつもりなの？
任せとけって。
I'm just trying to think of who he would call. It's like... I take it someone from Steins Gate. Like, Kurisu? Would he call Kurisu? Or... I mean... Kurisu gave a lecture. Maybe... I mean, it would be awesome if any of the other Steins Gate characters showed up in this game, and seeing that Kurisu in the first Steins Gate game gave a lecture, she would actually be a really good, like, kind of teacher to Subaru of how to give a lecture. At least that's how I feel, anyway. The Robo Lecture event hall is more crowded than it was the day before.
こんなとこで何しようってんだよ。
Masa. Oh wait, that's one of Juna's brothers, right?
にしようってんだよ。
Shin, yes it is. Juna's brothers are here.
用があるなら早くしろよ。
ねえ、お菓子もらえるんでしょ？
Yeah, I mean, I did notice that the characters, you know, that Juna's brothers are in the cast list. So I was wondering when they were like gonna pop up. So I guess here first anyway. And are we actually gonna see them again in like Juna's route in this game? Maybe.
俺は祭りの食券って聞いたぞ。
Food coupons?
これは一体どういうことです？
What in blue blazes is going on? Now there's an old phrase. Subaru-kun says with his head in his hands as he sees a crowd of about 10 bratty kids making a ruckus in the event hall. 3 of them being Juna's brothers.
スバルキュンが授業を行うためには子供に慣れてもらうのが一番だと思ってさ。それでジュンタに頼んだってわけ。
He had Juna help him, huh?
ごめんね、騒がしい弟たちで。
Yes, I know. I remember all too well from the first game.
弟？これみんな大徳先輩の弟さんですか？
No, just 3 of them. Subaru-kun glances at the 10 or so loud kids running around in the vent hall.
あ、言っとくけど、弟は3人だけだよ。他はうちの道場の生徒さんたち。
Oh, that's right. At her dojo, kids learn karate. I kind of forgot that from the first game.
ああ、なるほど。
I had heard that Juntan's family runs a karate dojo and that a bunch of kids gather there to train on certain days of the week. So I asked her last night if she could bring them here today. What, do like a test run on them? Children are opportunists. I don't know if I fully agree with that. So they won't simply agree to something just because you ask them. Hence why I baited them with snacks and food court coupons so that they would agree to show up. Oh, Daru. Really? It's never a good idea to bait children, really. At least I think so. Subaru-kun scans the event hall once again and frowns.
おい、
Yes?
それにしてもこれは。
Just what, Subaru?
おい。
Like what, Toshi?
呼んでるよ、スバルキュン。
え？僕ですか？
You're the teacher here, come on.
お前だよ、お前。
I'm sorry, I just like happened to notice this music here. Have we heard this music yet? I feel like I haven't heard this yet. This is a fun piece of music. He must be around 12 years old. Subaru-kun is clearly uncomfortable with the way the kid is staring at him.
なんだ君は 年上に向かって。
It's like Subaru getting down on his knees in front of him. It's like this is a new look for Subaru.
年上だからって偉いとは限らないだろ。だからお前はお前だ。
It's like Toshi knows what's up.
まあまあ、スバルくん、落ち着いて。
Oh, Kaito's also here.
そんなことよりお前、姉ちゃんの彼氏か？
No. Though he does like Juna.
姉ちゃん？
It takes a second for him to recognize the meaning of the word. I'm surprised that he wasn't like boyfriend.
お姉ちゃんってまさか。
Subaru-kun suddenly gets flustered. Oh, there we go.
違う！僕はそういうんじゃ。
よ
こらトシ、またそんなことばっかり言って。
ほんとだろうな。
No.
だろうな。もうマサもシンもごめんね、日高くん。うちの弟失礼なことばかり言って。
They're children. Children speak their minds.
このガキ！いや、お子さんたちが大徳先輩の？
And that's just like a younger brother. It's like thinking that a guy who's older than them, who is, close to Juna's age, would think that Subaru is like their sister's boyfriend.
そうなの。ほんとわんぱく盛りで困っちゃうと思うけど、悪気はないの。許してあげてね。
I know they could be snots. It's like some of the phrases in not just this game but also in the first game. Some of the phrases are like so old. They're not like current phrases.
そうですか。
Subaru-kun smiles bitterly as he inches away from the children. I expected as much, but it looks like Subaru-kun can't handle children in this age group.
それで答えは？
は？
Huh?
だから姉ちゃんの彼氏なのかどうか聞いてるだろ。
It's like, Toshi really wants to know. By the way, when I first met them earlier, they never asked me if I was her boyfriend. You're a lot older, Daru, for one. How rude. How rude. It's like, now I'm just thinking of Stephanie from Full House.
さっきも言っただろ。違う！僕と大徳先輩とはそういう関係じゃない！
ほんとか？
It's like, he's very sure, Masa.
言っとくけど、ほんとだよ。スバルくんとジュンちゃんは部活の先輩と後輩ってだけ。
Former club buddy. That's just kind of funny for Kaito to put it that way.
なんだ、そっか。じゃあいいや。
ちょっと待て。 どうしてヤシオ先輩の話はそう素直に聞くんだ？
It's like we already know each other. That's why. Subaru-kyun looks frustrated with Juntan's little brothers, especially after they easily accept Yashio-kyun's words.
だって師匠の言うことだし。
Master?
師匠？
Shisho? Shisho. This goes back to when Yashio-kyun first visited Juntan's house. Yes, in the first game. The three brothers apparently thought he was going to steal away their beloved sister. In response, Yashio-kyun challenged them to a battle. In KB, that is. Yes, in Kill Ballad. Ever since then, they've apparently been addressing Yashio-kyun as master. I mean, he is at trying to remember what rank he is in the top 10 in Kill Ballad, and I can't remember. I remember he was high up there.
ヤシオ先輩は相変わらずキルバラで全てを解決するんですね。
Well, of course he does. It's like that's his go-to. Subaru-kyun's Omido this time are laced. Subaru-kyun's words are laced with disgust, but I don't think I'm the only one that feels like there's a hint of admiration in his voice. I mean, Kaito managed to gain Juna's brother's respect. And that's what Subaru needs to do, gain their respect. In his own way, of course. At any rate, the little brat started calling Yashio-kyun master after he brutally defeated them in KB. And said master is the one who easily clears up the misunderstandings surrounding poor Subaru-kyun.
そういうわけだから、今日はその人がみんなの先生ね。ロボットについていろいろ教えてもらって。
How well is this gonna go? I feel like it's not gonna go well.
Hi!
Hi! Why is the group of them known as brats?
ほら先生、聞いてやるから早くしろよ。
しろよ。
It's like, get it going! It's like, come on, Subaru. Try your best here. Subaru-kyun frowned sourly at the clear difference in their attitude between him and their master as he takes hold of the rubric he must have spent last night remaking. I feel like it's not going to be any better than before.
「このようにテレビアニメにおけるロボットはスーパーロボットと言われるものからリアルロボットものと呼ばれるものに変遷を遂げたわけだが」
This time it sounds like Subaru is bored. It's like he's just like he's just like completely reading from the manuscript that he's written and just like rolling it off, wants to get it done with. It's like this is not the way he wants to do it, clearly, but he needs to make it understandable to kids.
この場合のリアルという言葉も必ずしも現実的なものではなく、そもそも人型兵器という時点で
He sounds so incredibly bored.
なあ、今週の仮面ライダー見たか？
Karimen Rider. Fiction, a super popular live-action hero series. In the first series, the protagonist was modified by a dark organization, who he fights alone. Since then, it has gained major support and now has had multiple series.
見た見た、めっちゃかっこよかった。うわあ。
Toshi's bored.
ねえ、お菓子は？
It's like the karate girl just wants snacks. That's all she cares about. It's like, this is just painful for Subaru, isn't it? After the children leave with snacks in hand, Subaru Kyun falls to the floor, his head bowed. I almost said bowed. I've never seen such a perfect oars pose before. Oars. I'm sure. No, I don't have that as a tip in this game, do I? No, I don't. I remember it was in the first game. I can't quite remember what oars means, though. But it's still funny that Subaru says this.
少し難しかったかな。
It was still a little much for children to understand.
僕なりに子供たちに分かりやすいように作り直したつもりなんですが。
Yeah, I'm sure you did try your best. But I guess it wasn't enough? He included anime-related topics to try and create an easy hook. But it turns out that the topic itself is too complex for anyone to follow. The girls in particular didn't seem to care at all. It's like I mean, Akiho loves robots, but other than her, are there actually any girls who have any interest in robots? I mean, in the game anyway. It's like I just wonder. It's like, were the girls not interested at all? Many of the women in my life are anime fans and nerds, so I never really considered them special or all that rare. But now that I think about it, I suppose girls like Akitan are pretty unique. Very much so. Akiho is, I feel like a dime a dozen. It's like I consider her to be like a tomboy. She can fit in very easily with the guys.
でも今日の子たちはみんなロボットにそれほど興味ない子ばっかりだし。
Even the boys.
そうですよね。ロボレクに来る生徒たちは違いますよね。
Maybe. Subaru Kyun desperately tries to cling onto the shabby lifeline that Yashio Kyun tossed to him. But, Demo.
それはどうなんだろう。
It's just fun to repeat that.
え？
ジュンタン、ロボレクに応募してくる子ってどういう子たちなん？
から応募してきた子たちです。あと、当日枠も多少。
つうことは、祭りに来たし、せっかくだから参加してみようって子もいるわけでしょ？
そういうことになりますね。
At the end of the day, this is the Wazaika Gun Festival. It was originally the annual local gun festival, so it's not all about robots.
つまり、必ずしもロボットに興味がある子だけじゃないってわけだよね。
そうですね。
Subaru-kun hangs his head again in disappointment. He's gonna be going up and down for a while now. It's actually kind of funny to watch. What? I know it isn't. Why would Daru say this?
だから無理だと言ったんです。
It's like I feel for Subaru. It's like he's trying his best, but he's having difficulty. He needs help with this.
ちょっと、日高くん。
最初から僕には誰かに物を教えるなんて才能はないんですよ。しかも子供相手になんてダメです。もうお手上げです。
It's like, don't give up, Subaru. It's like, and don't beat yourself up. It's like, I really do feel like Subaru would be a great teacher with his knowledge of robots. If he really wants to get into robots and engineering, this is a good way to start. But he needs help. Subaru-kun suddenly gets up and approaches Juntan.
そもそもどうして僕がロボレク担当なんですか？どう考えてもバトロボでしょ。人選ミスです。
Or maybe it's not a mistake. Did you ever think about that, Subaru?
日高くん。
今ならまだ間に合います。大徳先輩、僕と代わってください。なんならヤシオ先輩でもいい。
I mean, while I do think Juna would be a great teacher as well, this is not her area of expertise. Kaito? I mean, Kaito would probably be a little more so capable than Juna, but even then, it took him a long time to warm up to robots in the first game. And I mean, I don't know. It's like Kaito could be a good teacher, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to picture him as one, if I'm being honest.
まあまあ、スバルくん、少し落ち着いて。
こんなの屈辱だ。
I suppose elites like Subaru-kun are way more sensitive than dregs like me. Dregs like me? Man, some of the terminology. Since they haven't experienced much failure in their lives, they perceive a small tumble to be some kind of fatal mistake. When it's really not. And after such a humiliating experience, they're unable to get back up on their feet. It's a constant downward spiral from there. Unfortunately, I've seen lots of people like this in my lifetime. I don't necessarily believe that Subaru-kun will end up like them just because of this one failure, but there's no guarantee that he won't either.
スバルキュンは今回みんなに話を聞いてもらえなかったのはどうしてだと思う？
バカにしないでください。興味を持ってもらえなかったからでしょう。それぐらい僕にだってわかります。
それが分かってるならやるべきことは簡単じゃん。
え？
Find people who are interested.
つまりまずは興味を持ってもらうことから始めなきゃいけないんじゃねってこと。
Yeah.
興味？
そりゃそうだよね。興味のないことをどれだけ言われたところで聞く気になんてならない。
Right.
特に子供はそういうものかもしれませんね。
Very much so. It's like, and children's interests can change from day to day. I mean, like, I remember when I was a kid, I had a few areas of interest, but I never really stuck with those interests.
でしょでしょ。となるとまずスバルキュンがやらなきゃならんことだって決まってるじゃん。
Exacto mundo. Okay, Fonzie.
ロボットに興味を持ってもらうということですか？
Subaru-kun slowly raises his face after looking down this whole time.
そういうこと。
でも子供なんて移り気で忘れやすい動物でしょう。そんな連中に興味を持たせるなんてどうすればいいのか。
Children are like animals. I mean, yeah, they get distracted, but you know, you give them the time and care, especially if it's something that they're interested in, then they will pay attention.
スバルキュンはさ、なんでロボットに興味を持ったん？
Here we go.
僕ですか？
Yes, you. Subaru-kun thinks deeply to himself for a moment.
僕は最初にテレビでホビーロボットの大会を見て、
なんだスバル、ああいうのが欲しいのか？
And from there, he asked his father if he could get him a robot, a toy robot.
欲しい。
そうか。だったらいい子にしないとな。
So as long as he was a good boy, he could have one.
いい子にする。勉強もいっぱいする。
スバル、いいもの見せてやろうか。
いいもの？
こいつ、なんだと思う？
ロボット？買ってくれたの？
Okay, so his first robot was like an animal-looking one. That's actually really cool looking. Beast.
約束だからな。男同士の約束は破っちゃダメだって。父さんいつも言ってるだろ。
Oh. And in the first game, Subaru broke his promise, and that's why Hiramu was so furious with him. That's a lot more clear now. It's like he always told Subaru that real men don't break promises. Ever since he was a kid. But then Subaru went behind his back and broke his promise.
ほら、ちゃんと自分で責任持って組み立てるんだぞ。それと、絶対に途中で投げ出すな。
わかった約束する
It's like, this is a good memory.
ま、頭のいいスバルなら、こんなのすぐ組み立てられるだろう。
最初は二足歩行のロボットなんて夢のまた夢で、それでも買ってもらったロボットはとても大切で。
I'm actually surprised that Subaru is actually opening up about this. I didn't think he would. Especially to multiple people at once. As Subaru-kyun recalls the distant past, he has an almost childlike wonder on his face.
それなのに、どうして親子の間に溝ができてしまったん？
He broke a promise.
どうしてそれを？
ごめん、スバル君。俺が喋っちゃった。
ヤシオ君は悪くない。僕が気になってどうしてもって無理やり言わせたんだお。
Which I don't know if that was the best thing to do, but it is what it is, I guess. Subaru-kyun looks at her faces one at a time, then sighs deeply in resignation.
いえ、いいんです。別に隠す必要のない事実ですから。原因は簡単です。僕が父さんの言いつけを守らずに、ロボットにうつつを抜かしていたせいです。漁師になるって約束したのに。
でもスバル君はロボット工学の道へ行きたいんでしょ？それはパパさんに言ったん？
He hasn't. Subaru's worried what his father would say. Isn't he?
前に一度。でも、強く反対されて。
Only once. Okay. And unsurprisingly, Hiramu strongly objected to it.
それ以降は？
言っていません。
He didn't want to get shot down again.
どうして？
もしも、またダメだって言われたら。
Is he afraid of his father? I mean, maybe a little bit. No, that's not it. Am I wrong? He's afraid of being rejected again. Afraid of rejection. And that's why he feels like he can't be a teacher, that he can't teach children. Because in Subaru's eyes, he would be rejected. He tried too hard in trying to make a lecture interesting. And he got rejected by his friends and by the children. And that's why he kind of like shrinks back just the idea of being rejected is too strong. It's like Subaru has a lot bottled up inside of him, and now knowing that he's afraid of being rejected, he just kind of let that bottle open a little bit. Now knowing this, and maybe he can get the help he needs to the point where people don't reject his ideas and feelings and his love for robots. Afraid of his dreams being rejected. Afraid of his future being rejected. And to him, all of those things mean he himself would be rejected. According to what Yashio-kyun told me, it seems like Subaru-kyun's father finally accepts the idea that his son is into robots and will be going forward. But Hiramu is still against it. He has accepted it, but he still rejects Subaru's dreams. But on the off chance the Subaru-kyun brings it up again and his father rejects him, that scares him. The wedge driven between the two of them will be permanent. And he doesn't want that to happen. Maybe it's the fear of this happening that's causing Subaru-kyun to freeze in place. So how does his old man feel about this?
結局、僕は怖いんです。父さんともう一度向き合うのが。
I feel like this route is going to really make me really feel for Subaru. I mean, he has so many struggles that it's almost unfathomable how many there are. I mean, even though that it may not seem like much, how many there are, it just the magnitude of what he is struggling with is just so big, and it weighs so heavy on his shoulders that it's just kind of that it's just like really weighing him down and making him feel, rejected and insignificant. It's like, I don't know, maybe we can help lighten the load. It's not easy to confront someone face to face, especially with someone like Hiramu. Even when that person is a member of your own family. Very true. But, でも、
それはパパさんも同じなんじゃないかな。
We don't really know. It's like we've gotten a couple of times, a perspective from Hiramu, but not for very long. So we don't really know how he feels about his son's dreams and wishes, about his future.
年を取るとわかるんだけどさ、人っていくら年を取って大人になったようでも、心の中は若い頃とそう変わんないんだよね。 誰かと結婚して親になって威張ってても、心の中はそんなに簡単には成長しないし、ましてや達観なんてできやしない。
In real life, though, that can happen. Growing up quickly, it's like I swear that some kids nowadays just want to grow up too quickly.
あがいて取り繕って、それでようやく親をやってるだけ。幼い頃はパパパパって言って慕ってくれる子供だってさ、大きくなって自我が芽生えてくればやっぱり他人なわけでさ。
They do.
そうなると、こいつは今何を考えてるんだろう、自分のことを嫌ってないだろうかって、そんなこともわからなくなっちゃう。お父さんみたいになりたいって言ってた子供が急に別の道に進みたいと言い出した時点で、きっとパパさんは怖くなったんだよ。わからなくなったんだよ。スバルキュンが自分のことをどう見てるのかがわからないってのは怖いことなんだ。
父さんが僕を怖がってる。
I mean, anything's possible.
聞けば厳しいパパさんだって話じゃん。でもそういう人こそ怖がりなもんだよ。
It sounds like Daru is talking from experience.
そんで怖いから言えないでいる。言い出せないでいる。将来どうするつもりなのかって。
It's like, seriously, what kind of family life has Daru had? Is it similar to Daru's? The Subaru's, excuse me?
父さん。
スバルキュンはさ、もう一度理解しようとしなきゃいけないんだよ。パパさんのこと。そして、
yeah, it goes both ways.
ロボレクに来るだろう子供たちのこと。
子供たちのこと？
そう。それはさ、どっちも同じことなんだよ。多分。
それにしても驚いたよ。
Well, this has been very enlightening, and I feel like for right now this is a good place to stop. So we'll pick this back up next time. See what's gonna happen from here. So I hope you all enjoyed watching, and thank you all for watching as well. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, like, favorite, and claw that subscribe button to become part of the pack. And as always, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be.